What's going on, y'all? This video here is a little deep to me. This is probably one of my deepest videos. I'm tiring this one, different stages of thinking. This is kind of like a signature series too, but I'm gonna just leave it broadly and just say it's for everybody. I'm pretty sure all my older adults, y'all at the stage in life where y'all understand what I'm saying right now. It's like when you get to, I don't even want to say it's an age thing because we already know it's a lot of older people that's immature. I would probably say it's more of a maturity thing, because some people just, grow older. Some people, you're supposed to grow up, but some people just grow older. So I'm not talking about the old people that's still immature, trying to act like the world, still trying to act young and all this type of stuff. I'm talking about the older people around my age, 40, 35 and up. People that say, you know what, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm gonna accept the responsibility of being an adult. And just, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm not gonna keep fighting it. I'm not gonna keep trying to just live in this delusional state. I'm gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna accept the challenge of being an adult. I embrace it, and I'm gonna do what has to be done. When you walk that path, y'all, hopefully y'all that's watching this that is older, y'all on that path of saying, you know what, it is what it is, and I'm gonna be the best version of myself no matter what age or stage I'm at in my life. If you on that path and you've been walking that path for a while, you'll know what I'm saying when I say that. It's different stages of thinking once you get to certain points. Basically, an easy way of me breaking that down is, put it like this. You could think about the same things you thought about back in the day, and now you look like as a kid, like things you thought about as a kid, and now you see it completely different. Like you seeing it from a whole different angle, a whole different level. And there's nothing wrong with the stuff, but it's just different stages of thinking. Like for prime example, when you're a kid, it's like a free fall. You go in a candy store and you just dive in. Like Scrooge McDuck, just dive in and just have a blast, just knock yourself out. But after so long, once you get a little older and you start valuing your health, not just from a teeth cavity standpoint, but from just an overall health of your body, your temple, you're not so eager to dive into that candy like you did before. It's nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying it's different stages of thinking. You get to that stage where you're like, you know what, maybe that's not the best, healthiest thing for my body. Maybe that's, probably what I shouldn't be eating all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. All y'all candy eating lovers, don't come for me. But listen, fruit is a better option sometimes. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes it's better to have a fruit. But a lot of times that's not pushed on us, and that's a lot of time come from our leadership, from whether it's a parent or guardian role, right? As we grow coming up, right? But just even within yourselves, even if you don't have no mom and dad pushing you, when you're alone, we all have our own thoughts, right? So, just different stages of thinking. It's very important. But it's funny how life goes because it's just either it's gonna happen or it's not. And that's all based off the investments that we put into ourselves. Like, for example, these different stages of thinking I'm talking about, you don't just wake up at 30 and say, okay, boom, now I think different. It's something that you have to work on little by little every single day. Rather it's something that you're complaining about often, or it's something you're dealing with often, something you're thinking about constantly. The point is always, this is something that always has to be on your mind for you to cultivate and grow it. It's just like when you plant a seed in the ground. Once that seed go in the ground, the process is in motion. It's not going to be like, well, it's going to take a day off, or it's going to be, curating underground Monday through Saturday, but Sunday it's going to stop, and then it's going to start back up Monday. No, it don't stop. Once it's in the ground, it's in motion. And that's the way, you know, certain mindsets and the ways that we grow mentally are. It's just one of them things that is very important, but I love how the Lord handle us with it. Like, he don't force it on us. He don't say, well, you have to change the way you think. He throw it out there. He set it up for you to see, and it's on you if you want to go with it. But I promise you, y'all, it's always better to evolve. I'm pretty sure all y'all probably familiar with Pokemon, young and old. We all know about Pokemon. And we all know about the different stages of the Pokemon, right? Hope I don't get no infringement or whatever. But anyway, the point is, you start off one Pokemon, then you evolve to a higher level. Now you're different. Then you evolve again. Evolution, right? And that's the way we should be as people. You started off as the young baby version of yourself. Then you got into the teenage version of yourself. Then you got into the adult version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you don't ever want to stay in that same mind frame. You always want to be trying to get better. And it's not just saying better at your craft or what you choose to, or what you may call your gift. Being better as a human being. You know, if you started off a rude person, try to become a better person. If you started off eating any kind of way and not caring about yourself, start loving yourself more. Start saying, you know what, I'm going to get in shape. I was just tearing my body up, didn't want to even think about what I put in my mouth back in the day, pause. But at the end of the day, now you're getting older, you're getting wiser, and now you're looking like, man, you know what? Do I want to eat this big piece of candy right here? Or I'm going to try to eat this. It may not be as sweet, and it may not be as, you know, alluring, but it's still sweet enough for me to be satisfied. And even if it ain't super sweet, it's sweet enough where I can get that sweet sensation. You know, you may have to give up that super sweet candy for the betterment of your health. You see what I'm saying? And health is wealth, y'all, so don't take that for granted. Don't be like, oh, because all the money in the world ain't gonna mean you no good if you're stuck in the bed and can't leave out the house. So y'all gotta think about that. It gotta go hand in hand. You gotta have some wealth to enjoy. Some health to enjoy the wealth. You know, you need health to enjoy the wealth, right? So with that being said, we gotta consider both. We put so much energy and effort into getting the bag, getting the bag, getting the bag, getting the bag. Meanwhile, we tearing our body up. Well, what about the other side of the equation that's gonna lift that body up? And that mind and that, because when you eat better and you think better, overall your health is better. Your thoughts get better. Different stages of thinking, right? And we all know what I'm talking about who watching this video. I ain't let 8 minutes slip like that. But that's because it's a good topic, y'all. And we just wanted to talk about the different stages of thinking. And I encourage y'all to embrace that new way of thinking because it's a good thing. That new way of thinking came from a lot of error, a lot of mistakes, right? So embrace that. And you're not weird and nothing wrong with you if you like, you know what, I'm ready to make some better changes for my life. I encourage you, keep going, keep doing that. Because you're going to see little by little from the decisions you make to the way you interact with people, to the way you look yourself in the mirror and interact with yourself. And you see that personal growth within yourself, right? I'm telling y'all, it's gold. It's worth his weight in gold. So I just want to chime in real quick and talk about those different stages of thinking, y'all. It's very important to embrace that when it's coming your way because a lot of times blessings come in so many different ways, y'all. And that's one of the blessings right there, an improvement of your mindset. Everybody think it's just about money and finances, but nah, that's a great blessing right there. My mind was unlocked for that next level. It was updated. My mind was updated, and now I can run this better software or this new stuff that I need to be on for the betterment of not just myself, but for my whole family, my lineage, right? So y'all, we just want to just take this moment to put respect on the different stages of thinking. Thank y'all for watching this video. I hope y'all thinking is on another level because that's what I'm on. And I want y'all to be up there with all us big thinkers, all right? So salute to y'all. Thank you for staying this long watching the video, and I appreciate you for the view.